This
Jupiter.
conference will now be recorded.
So let me open my note. Go into this and so yesterday we were talking about the classes and let me have it. If you guys have started this,
Yes.
all right, thank you. So yesterday we completed the class and then today we have inheritance. Okay, so how to in OOPS concept you have polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, right? So we'll learn the basic and we'll see all this properties, how to write and how to implement using Python programming language. Okay. So this is a what a class I'm having class. So child class, create a child class, and this is mainly about polymorphism. If you have a child class and child class want to access the parent class, so how to work? Let's say we have a class. This today we discuss about how to create the class XYZ, and have a class ABC. Okay, let you know what exactly the syntax XYZ. This is the parent class. So print ABC, ABC is class up. So it gives the output. Let me run this all. So XYZ is a parent class. Print ABC is a child class of XYZ. Now I'm having inheritance. Okay, a normal syntax are written. Inheritance. So let's say let's consider sports category. Okay, Bhaskar, just check your mic. I'm audible, guys. Is it okay, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bhaskar, please check your mic. Everything is fine from my end. Thank you. This is what your inheritance, and I have a class sports. So parent class is shoe, and a child class or subclass is in. We'll see. So this is the sport, and that yesterday we discussed about, right? Self concept, def self concept, and right. This is another. I define multiple methods, right? So model, color, cost, and sports. On the get model self, return self model, it will return. So I return multiple function which will return this value. Okay. Now I create one more class, shoes, which is the subclass of sports. So I can access all the properties of this parents class. Okay. Class shoes, sports, def init, sorry, self model class brand. Okay, let's see here. So we have to call the parameter constructor to set parameter excluding the brand. So yesterday we talked about, how many of you understand the constructor, super constructor? Any of you? Any idea?
No, sir.
Okay, anyone knows that? Please write me in the chat. In Java, Bhaskar, you log in multiple times. Surya, Sri, Sonal, Subham.
No, sir. Problem cleared. Yeah.
Okay, so see here. When you write a class A, okay. So when you write a class A, and inside that you write the multiple attributes, then you define the main method, right? Main method public static void main, and then you create an object. Let's say object is B, right? So and inside this object you can pass this argument, non-argument as well, right? All this you have. So what will happen in this? If you do not pass this argument, right? So it's no argument. So there's a default constructor. In Java, the constructor name is by the class name. It will be like this. And there's no body of the code is written inside it. Okay. There's some background noise, guys. Just kindly mute yourself. I guess it's from Bhaskar your end. Just mute yourself, please. Thank you. Right. So you can pass, you can create a argument constructor as well. Right. You can pass, let's log it. You can pass this name, mail ID, mobile number, right? And from the same object, we learn this, right? How we can pass the argument. Name is what, A, age is what, 2, position is what, whatever it's what. So it will go and map it from this constructor. Whenever you call this constructor, it will hit this constructor, and inside the body of the code, what you have written, it will give you the, it will work accordingly. Okay. So this is how in Java we use the constructor, and whenever you create an object, first it hit the constructor corresponding what you have given in your class. Okay, if there's no constructor, then the default constructor must be there. The default constructor is what? The default, even you are not writing this, it will hit this default constructor. By default, it will be available. And although why not come to know, you don't know, because there's nothing written inside the body of the code. You got it? There's nothing written inside the body of the code, so coming like that. Oh, hope you clear. Okay. So see here class shoe, and it called def init. So see here def init, you have as well self model color cost. Okay, so class shoe sports def init self model color cost brand, it use its own, and inside this function I call what? Init model color cost. Model color cost. So I'm calling this. Okay, understand? And I use this super. So we have to call the parent constructor set parameter excluding brand. So here is your model color cost is there. Okay, so when you pass call this, it will call this. So see here, if you pass this, brand will be get initialized from here. Alright, brand will get initialized from here, but when you pass this parameter, it will inside this, it will call to this parameter and it will get initialized the value here. So a little bit coding knowledge, oops, concept required, guys. I do understand it's the first time you're watching this, so if you need get more practice onto this, it's only one thing, you need to do more practice to understand the flow. In a one session is not enough to get clear understanding of all this, but yes, more practice. In the last session we have discussed more about this, I guess. Before last second last session we had a fair discussion about the object, I guess, so you had get the more clarity. So this is how the constructor from one superclass is very simple. From one class, okay, let me make the diagram. Why, what is inheritance is all about. Okay, so what is all about inheritance? Take a look. So see here, whenever what, let's say you create a one class. Okay, you create a one class A. Okay, and inside, okay, not, let's make it logically. Okay, so stadium, or let's not make it stadium, let me, school, right? School is a one class, right? And inside the school you have multiple attributes. You can write it student, right? And you write some more features inside the student. Then you have a teacher, right? Then you have a administrator, you have a principal, right? There are a number of attributes you can define it. Or you can define this is a student. What is student is all about the function. You can write inside the body of the code. What is a teacher? What is all the function of the teacher? You can define inside the body of the code. What is the job of the principal? You can define inside the body of the code. Okay, now see here, let's say you create another class. Another class name is what? Student. Student is another class. All right, so in what student activity and all the attributes, you have already defined a method for here. So you need to define this again here, right? You will directly say, why don't you access this and get all the attributes, whatever the value you want to pass it. So for every student, let's n number of students you have. So why don't you call this function, right? And use it into your part. So no need to define another function and call. So this is what this class is, what subclass of this, or you can say this is the super class of, it can be many class, it is a student, you can say. Okay, so directly you can use the attributes of this class. Only the condition, you should have permission to access this. You can inherit this all the property. A very good example again, father son. Son have the complete right to inherit all the properties of father, right? Okay, so here we have the same thing. How coding wise we can do it. So this is what we are trying to understand here. Okay, so we have here, okay, def int get model. So I have discussed inside this sports. I have written multiple functions here. 1, 2, 3, right? Get model, get color, right? In fact, 3 parameter have passed it here as well, model. So if it get initialized, if you call this, it will give you the value. What is model is all about? What is the color? See here, get color, so it will give you the color. What is the cost? So set cost. Sorry, it's written color, set cost, get cost. Why it is written? Okay, color, set cost. Right. So this all you can write it, and it's not mandatory as per the requirement. You can write it here. Now class shoes. Now this is what accessing all the property of this class. So def init. This is completely independent, guys. It define its own function. Def init, and it write this parameter. Inside this, it called what? Which class? Init model color cost, which is a super class. So this is how we call, guys. You can use that super, so it will directly jump to this. Anyways, let me complete this code. And def shoe info. All right, it cleared one more features. Shoe info, when we call this, it return this all the details. Okay, brand, color, whatever the cost, all the information it will give it to you. Now what next? Let's see. This is how I create the object. Okay, I create one object sh1, and I'm creating the object for this class shoes, and I pass this parameter shoes black rupees. Anyone can help me to get the flow? Anyone wants to try? Anyone wants to try this, please? Yasri, Sonal. I guess yesterday you were in the session, so you can easily catch the flow.
It will display all the shoe brands and things.
So you have to catch the flow, guys. So when I call this object, just now I mentioned this, right? So number of parameter, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 argument, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 means this object will directly catch to this, and it will initialize this all the value. I believe you understand what is self-written here, right? So model is what? Shoe. Color is what? Black. Cost is this, and the brand is X123. All right. All right. So let me go through this. So it call this now. It initializes all the value, right guys? Now see here. What would happen? It call to super, right? It call to the super. This is the pointer. It will move to this, and here the value will actually, it will be initialized. This is the format, guys. How the value, whenever you have to initialize the value, this is how the value will be initialized. Self color cost. right? So see here we have a 3 parameter, we have a 4, so we define this brand. You see here, this is how the brand will initialize, not from here. You have to write this, initialize the value. Now, okay, I jump to this and it initialize all right, it will come back, and then it will come back, and then it will come to self brand and the brand value. What you have written, the brand is XYZ. It's all get initialized the value by passing this argument. Okay, what next? Now you write it sh whatever you wish. Give me the shoe information. So see sh1. This is the object shoe info. So if this is the object belongs to this class. So in this class, do we have any function shoe info? Because it's saying that call this sh what shoe info. So when I call this shoe info, right, what it will return? What it will return? Self dot get one model. Get one model, self dot get one model. Okay, get model, it call this, then it will return the model of brand self. It is all in your string. Okay, of brand self dot brand, it will call self dot brand. So self dot brand is what? We have anything self brand cost is there, self, let me just look. Okay, no, sorry, my mistake. This is under string, so that will be right in self get color. So this is a method. Okay, self get color is there. Yeah, it is there. Right? Self color is there. So it will call this color for self dot cost. So got get cost. So you want to call any function, you can write like this, and it give you the output for this. All right. So what's the but what is invalid syntax? It's saying invalid syntax, something wrong into this only. Then brand function is there. Init get model, get color, set cost, get cost, set cost. Too many functions I have defined actually. There's no brand is there, so let me set cost. Just give me case on that. Get model, get color, get COLO. Get color is already defined here. I have to write some set cost. Still invalid. What is invalid in the syntax? Return self. Still it is calling. Just allow me some case, some bugs. And the code shows now it doesn't choose. What's wrong with this source? Uh, Too many bugs. Let me just correct all. Else we'll skip and we can check in the next session if take time. End of line while scanning starting literal. Yes, I need some time to. There's some bugs. Are there too many bugs are there? I need time to work onto this. So let's not stop here and take more time onto this. I'll come back to onto this part. Okay, once we figure out this part. Hope the flow is clear, guys. Yep. Let me know if anything. The code is some bugs, so I'm not able to run this. But I hope the flow-wise you guys are clear. Okay. So use of super. What we have done here, super. Okay, use of super. The super method permits to access the inherited methods which links to a class object. Okay, so for example, okay, just understand the super method permits to access the inherited method which we have discussed right now. Inherited method means from this you can access the super class method or function, you can say. Okay, and which links to a class object. In our example, we have used super method in constructor of the class, that is child of the class shoes. Okay, we have discussed already this. Working of super, as we know that it, in above example, Sue has no any property defined as such as color, cost, and model. All right, we don't have this such thing, but we call this parameter onto this, and this method actually was defined there itself. So this is how we're linking. Any property defines as color, cost, and model, but these are the available in sports, so we can access those property for child class. Shoes with help of super functions shows has no method, get method, but it is accessed from via shoes class. So if you understand the flow, what all the things are available into your shoes and what other things are available into your sports, that we are trying to link it using the super. Okay, type of inheritance. One is a single level inheritance. Let me show you. So a father having the chosen and one and son two, right? Right. So it's a multiple inheritance, right? Single level inheritance on a single sensor, it's a single inheritance class example. So we can perform the single and multiple in that case. Okay, let me just get in the code. All right. So class super1 object. I define a one method self Python. I guess you're clear with this. What I did here, test one, initialize this value. Okay. Class 2 super2 object. Okay. Class super1 and super2. Okay. What it is trying to do, multi inheritance, all right, of both the class, right? So inside this, when you call this, it does not have its own function. It completely depends on to this superclass. So from this class, multiple inheritance. Okay, one more level you have. So from one level you have single point of, there's a single access by two, right? But what is happening here? We have a two class. We have a S1 and we have S2, and one class S3 accessing this both. Okay, just opposite. One class accessing the two features, this is a multi inheritance, right? Okay, so from here it go and it get the value of just a minute, multi-level inheritance. So super1, super2, and yes, it prints. So when you call this class and if you call this method, it will directly jump to this super1 and super2 and give you the output what you have written here inside this. It's clearly right, super2, this is my method. You go and access this. So it will go and access this what you have written, super class 2 and super class 1, whatever you have written. So def print vals. So it inside this it create one more class. Okay, sorry, one more method function. And now it just printing as per the requirement. So most of the things you see that it's level of inheritance, the flow should be very much important. So the reason I told you, you have to very much clear understanding of class, subclass in Java. The reason I ask you to just brush up the OOPS concepts. All right, so you'll get the better clarity how to inherit this property and work accordingly. So you can get the fair idea how to work, how to deal with this. Okay. I guess those who have not yet clear, please go through that previous session in class. And here we have discussed many things about how to create the class, how to create an object, how init function works. All right. If you have a fair understanding how to object, how to create multiple object and calling, adding the features and changing the features of that part. So I guess this we have discussed. So it will give the very clarity. And after this, if you come to this inheritance part, if you have a basic understanding of inheritance or polymorphism, yes, you can relate this and work on. Okay, so it need the practice, right? So I'm very much sure that it not be that easy to understand this all the concept, because it's more dependency of two other prerequisites like other OOPS concepts. So you have to work more about this the classes. But in Python, as per the just part of the session, I just recover this OOPS concept in short. The rest you can just work on and get the more idea about the OOPS concept, and you can implement and do more practice about it. Okay. So the next topic is exception handling. So this is the final topic from the Python part, and then after this we'll move to the big data, and then after the big data we'll go for the statistic, and then we move to the machine learning, that is already data science. Okay. So guys, exception handling. If there's a bug, if there's any syntax error or any code error or logical error, the code will not run and it will give you the exception. You see that we have dealt with many exceptions. In the previous program as well, I was facing with too many exception. All right, exception, exception, exception. Let's say you have a code of, why we are learning today, how to handle this. Let's say you have a code of 10 lines. In this 10 lines, I have a 3 logic, logic 1, logic 2, logic 3. Let's say this 2 logic works successfully as per the code, as per the flow, but this logic 3 having some syntax or some issue. So you cannot get this output as well for this as well, right? Just now I was facing the same. All right. Because of single syntax, it's not giving me the output. So what to do in that case? I will say whatever the problem with this, you don't give me the output, give me the output for this, what is actually running well. This is the logic. And if you want this in my code, if I have defined multiple logic, what I believe that was good to see that multiple exception in the previous part. Okay, in this I have written multiple things, right? Multiple multiple functions. Out of that, most of the function is working, but only this I got stuck. All right, some shoes and black or one this block. So if in case one or two logic is not working and rest is logic is working, don't get dependency onto this. Give in the output what was good to execute. So in that case, you can deal with the exception handling. Where you see that, I feel that this code having the complexity. I was having this feeling, right? I don't know why this, but still I have to work on and see why this code having this. So even I had, I'm very much clear that yes, this is little complex and there might be some chance I can get some an exception, either syntax, invalid syntax. So it was a syntax error, right? But if I have a feeling that yes, this may having this issue because it's little complex code in comparison to other. So I should not suffer, I should not struggle with other code which is executing because of this not running. So I will put the concept of exception handling. Okay. So wherever you find that in your code, it's little complex, where if a user defined or if you're asking the input from the user and if the user is giving something wrong code and maybe because of the wrong code, this two logic is running but this three logic is running, you can put the concept of exception handling. So it should not terminate the job, it will handle it, it will skip this and it will give you the output what code is running. Hope you guys clear the exception handling concept while we're learning the exception handling. Yes. So Bhaskar, Shivam.
No, sir.
Okay. So see here. So see here what is happening. So in a code there are two type of error. One is a compile time error and there's a second is what? Runtime error. Now just understand what is this difference between compile time error and runtime error. Okay, so compile time error comes while is any syntax issue in your code, is any syntax error. You have not written properly the syntax which required, which is being asked, what you're not following that. So that is the reason you are getting exception. So you have to understand, you have to distinguish the error which I'm getting, is it runtime error or it's a compile time error. So there's a n number of list of compile time error. Then there are the same, we have the list for the runtime error. Okay, so see, compile time error, what when you execute the code, when you run this we go run, first it check your syntax of the code, then it check the logic. Remember, if your syntax is all good, it will execute, and after that it will go and check the logic. If anything is wrong in your logic, then it will send you a runtime error. Now we'll go one by one and see that. If x greater than less than 3, so what it, yes 3, what do you say? Compile time
It's a compile
because of
time
syntax
error.
error, and it's a
Yes,
runtime because of logic. So what do you think, what is this error throwing?
it's a
Why this error?
syntactical error.
Syntax, it's clearly written syntax error. Why? Can anyone answer
Because
me?
because it's not properly if braces has to be given.
There's some background noise, guys, please. I believe you learn, many of you learn if case, what when I'm writing the if case, what you have to follow, right? How to write the
Yeah, braces. Yeah, braces has to be
right.
opened and
Okay, X, there are many things you have to follow when you're writing the if condition, right? Okay.
yes.
Now tell me one, so this is the reason you're getting syntax error. Okay. Brace, curly bracket, colon, whatever you, so it's invalid syntax, it's clearly written. All right. What is here? 1 divided by 0? What you will get here? Yes, please. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. There's something there. So 1 by 0. So this is what you say, guys. What kind of error it is? 1 divided by 0. It's infinite, right? It's infinite. So it's a runtime error.
Runtime.
So syntax say everything is okay. Integer divided by integer. So syntax is okay, but logic is wrong. So it's a runtime error. Open tst.txt. Yes, Bhaskar, what is this? Make it fast, guys. Yes, Bhaskar, come fast.
Yeah, it's a file directory, sir.
Sorry.
Opening file directory
You can
button,
write
sir.
me in the chat if something is issue in your mic. Please write me in the chat. That's okay.
it's a runtime error, sir.
Why it is a runtime error? I know, but give me the explanation.
We are not telling. We are only telling that open test.txt, but we are not telling what type of file to open.
What type of file open? Is that correct statement, Sri?
No, sir.
No, actually, we
We are
need to
missing that
mention the directory has to be
statement.
mentioned. Directory
So
has to be mentioned where the
you
file
simply
has.
say go and find him, but you did not give the address, right? You're not given the so file not found error, right? Syntax was everything is okay. So file not found exception. So no such file and directory because test.txt this is it's going and checking onto the default path. You remember that file operation? We'll learn something,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? So there's a default path. If you not set the path, then it will go and check on the default path. So default path you don't have anything. So it is fetching what? Exception, right? Yes, guys. Can I get a quick response from other as well? Yes, Sonal.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, Suryakant. Yeah, but give me fast response, guys. Taking time. It's already we are delayed today. Okay. So you have already faced this all the exceptions. So we are going to get the solution today. If in such case, if you have such issue where you're not able to troubleshoot, right? So how you're going to handle this? So you are reading today. You're not concentrating today onto the output. You're concentrating today onto intentionally. I'm asking you. I'm insisting you see the exception. Okay. Don't read the output. All right. So these are the exception. Can you run this command? No, it depends upon you how many commands you know. Directory, this is the inbuilt exception command through which you can check all this. Can you make it fast? Yes, Shubham, done. Done, guys, fast. Okay, thank you. So how to handle this? How to handle this? All this exception. All right. So if I know if a developer having a fair idea, yes, onto this. This is logic. Let's say logic 1, logic 2, logic 3. And you think that if you know that only the developer have this all the understanding where I should put the exception handling. So if any issue, this is the complex, I can write a one like it's a safeguard. When you're driving, you know that seat belt, who is more important to take the seat belt, right? So see how to handle this for the runtime and for compile time both. So there are a number of logic we have. Thank you. So there are no logic. So import module say, so this is very important, guys. You have to import this all the module sys. Okay. In Python, exceptions can be handled using a try statement. This all the concept, guys, again coming from the programming language like Java, C, C++. So that is needed if a person having basic coding background and get this time, it will be a little easier because I'm going to use all the concept what we use here. So there's nothing new concept we are learning to do the exception handling. Just in Python with the same concept, how we can do it, we are going to learn. So today you have to focus the syntax and the concept. So try statement, we'll see. A critical operation which can raise exception is placed inside a try clause, and the code which handle the exception is written in except clause. So see try and a clause, what exactly. Import sys, okay. Which lst I have written some value. Nothing new code I'm writing, guys. I believe you know all this. Just ignore this. Just ignore this. Okay, just ignore this. You simply just follow this what we have done before. Don't focus on through this part. What is doing, then what this code is all about. I'll let you know. For entry in st print, then k, you give the value of k. All right. K is equal to what? 1 divided by entry. Right. So int. Okay. So 1 divided by int is, if I pass, now see here. Entry is what value, guys? LST is passing the value of entry. So LST first value will come what? B. This B value will right here. Now tell me what output will you will get it, Shubham? What output you will get it? Yes, please. One divided by B. What output you will get it? Anyone? Come fast. It's no output, right? You will get an exception. Integer can be divided by only the integer, but not by the alphabetic, right? Wow. 1 divided by B, you will get B. Can you show me your output? 1 divided by B is B, exception, right? Come on, guys. So this is what you are getting exception. All right. It's exception, right? So now it will not skip. It will not skip. Which condition will be true? Only this condition will be true. Even 1 divided by 0, it will be also exception. 1 divided by 2, of course, it will give me the output. All right. So what you will do in such case? What you can do in such case? Any idea? So that is the reason I have written try and except. Exception handling, safeguard is there. The code safeguard. It will not terminate the job. What I told you. For this two, it's a wrong input for my care. So why 2 should bother about this? I'm right. So give me the output. So that is what try and except will do that. Okay. So see here how the output will come. Print value is What is the value? B. It will print this value. You get it what? B. I'm writing to make it more transparent. It's not mandatory you have to write this. So it's exception. So whenever exception will occur, it will go to except. It will be handled. Understand? Sorry. So whenever the exception will occur, it will come into this. Understand? Try and catch. In Java, what we said? Try and catch. Okay. It's a what? Try and catch. I will find out the bug. You catch it. It find out the bug. Here we have written what? Except. I find out the bug. You catch it. So I'm written here except. Okay. Logically, you understand it. Okay. So if you want to print something to the user, you can print it. There's not mandatory one. Okay, only the advantage that it will not terminate the job. That's it. If you want to print it, you can print it. Print oops says. Now, if you want to know what kind of exception, okay, what was the exception? If you want to know why this, there are n number of exceptions. There's an n number of exceptions you have. So which exception actually occurred? If you want to know this, if you're interested to know this, you can call this CS sys.exe exception info. Right? Sys. So already we have used a sys here, right? When I'm calling this. So sys, it's all under this. Sys, it will give you the exception detail. What kind of exception actually I'm facing? Give me the detail for that. So oops, I faced this exception and it written all. This is all my syntax. This is all the printing output. So it will print like this. Hey, value is what? You got it B. So it print the value is B. So it's exception come here. So print. Okay. So what will do? Oops. This is under string. Oops. Now tell me what is the exception type. So it said that class value error, invalid, all complete information. Till this. This is the detail. Understand? And I reckon occurred as well. To oops, this occurred. I've written here like to print that, nothing else. So you come to know why this baseball trace of them. We'll say next entry. Okay, it will read all this. Okay, next entry and now. So again it will go and read it 0 again. Oops, 0. This is the exception occurred. Okay, next entry. And I'm just showing you how the flow will come. 2 will come. 1 by 2 k 1 by 2 0.5. So I will, whatever the value comes, I will say hey, after this the loop will come out. So I will say the final output of k, give me that. So the physical of entry is k. So give me the output 0. It's clear, guys? Easy. Just please.
Yeah.
All of you. Bhaskar, Subham, Sonal, other.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm okay.
So nothing you learn about the code, this all you have already done, we have learned. Learn today how to give the safeguard to the code where you think there's a chances of exception can occur, and this is how you can write try if that bar except. And inside this is not all mandatory. You can just skip that as well, even it will work. So I told you in Java what we say the language try and catch. What is it? Try and catch. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll have 5 minutes more. We'll see. 2 minutes. So yeah, I don't think so it will complete today. Catching specific exception. Import says in our program example did not mention any exception in the except cows. This is not a good practice to do. So what is one more? A try clause can have a n number of except clause to handle them differently, but only one will be executed in case exception occurs. But P is missing. All right, so see here. One more if else condition in case if else, nested else, if else, right? If this. Now what is happening here? Why we are writing the except? So you have mentioned here you have what different type of error, right? So you are getting this information, but if you know there's only 3 exception can occur, if you very much sure in my code only this exception can occur if the wrong input is being passed, means logic runtime error. So you can directly say okay, if this error match with this, print this. If error, try know that what error is there. So you can define that as if error this match, you write it. If your error match this, write it. If your error does not match, other error. It is not actually good practice to write unnecessary. You can learn the coding. It's better you can just okay, if it is error, let me know what is the error and let me know. That not make sense to write all this. Not to write all. That not make sense. Another way. It's just another way. Okay. So see here. Okay. B value error. It's already I know that is a value error. So you can specify like that as well. But again, I told it's not right way to right approach. It's not a good practice to do this. Zero division error. And if anything, if not match this, then it come and match with this and print that what you want. All right, guys. I guess that's all for today's session. We're supposed to close this session by today, but anyhow, it's got delay today. So I had a call. I was on the call, so it got delay of 20 minutes. Anyways, we'll continue by next session. So guys, after this, we close with Python and we'll move to the big data. And I guess it will be conducted in the morning to okay. So after the big data part is get over, then we'll get a stick, and then we'll move to the machine learning part. You'll get the update. I have some commitment by tomorrow. If possible, I will take the session by tomorrow. Else, we'll meet on a weekend only, Saturday or Sunday. So we'll get the update by tomorrow for the next session timing. Okay.
Sure.
Meanwhile, those who missed the session. Okay. Sri, I did not get your mail. I guess I checked with my team. Have you dropped the mail?
I sent you yesterday to the technical support regarding the day. Which your WhatsApp might be the any type error which you sent me yesterday. That technical. Tech support. Yeah. Yeah. The same.
No.
Maybe I will. I'll check one more. I'll check one more time. Might be any type error or whether it reached success.
No, I just checked this. This is I have not.
Sure. I'll check an update. Okay. I'll check an update.
Fine, guys. So for next session, we will get update by this weekend, and from next week onwards, you have a weekend batch only. where we are starting the big data part. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.